I do. We're sticking with the Xbox for a little bit, because obviously that wasn't the only major kind of news that came out of this week in terms of Microsoft. They also opened pre-orders for the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S on Tuesday. And despite all the big talk that Microsoft had coming into this week after the debacle that was kind of Sony's pre-order launch, Microsoft had a date set. They told people when it was going to happen. And it turns out that that did not stop things from getting out of hand pretty quickly. um, and I'm only speaking from personal experience. I did personally manage to secure a pre-order for a Series X. But and this is taken from Polygon's reporting on this, but everybody was covering it. This is Patricia Hernandez writing. Quote, likely knowing the specific time for pre-orders actually didn't help much. GameStop implemented a queue that asked customers to stay in line and not refresh the page. This seems to have been a clever ruse. Except after 30 minutes of waiting, I'm still staring at the same screen. It's better than being told I'm blocked, but not by much. Amazon won't even load, instead giving me error pages with dogs, which I will note is pretty great. And it basically spiraled out from there. Walmart pretty quickly sold out. Target had a number of issues with its pre-order function, and then some didn't even really like Best Buy didn't get its, basically held back from issuing orders for a long time. Basically every storefront, including Microsoft's own storefront, had issues and was bombarded. Which I say, yep. Yeah, this is basically what I anticipated happening. I got in like exactly at 11 a.m. when Eastern Standard Time when it was supposed to be happening, and still had issues. This is not a surprise given everything we talked about, I think, last week in terms of demand. It was a hellscape.
There's no way to get around this, right? Like,
no, there really is no way to avoid this happening, especially with everything else going on right now and people having a lot of time on their hands.
I guess the only way you could do this without it being total pandemonium is doing it like some shoe companies do, where you submit your email address and then they like raffle who is going to have the ability to pre-order, and if they don't fulfill it, they'll send out like another round of raffles. But at that point, you're making it really hard for retailers. Like, the problem with it is that there's no one system that's going to be universally applied across these things, and and PlayStation and Xbox need those physical retailers at this point to sell through these consoles.
My brother shared a great story with me yesterday where one person had snagged their Xbox Series X pre-order and was scalping it for $700 some. And in his image of his pre-order, he left the reference number stuff in plain sight. So someone called and canceled his pre-order.
Larry, I'm disappointed in you.
What?
Because I shared that in your chat.
Did you?
Yep, it wasn't your brother. It was me, and it was the guy had it up for $1,500.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but you got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, I just want you to know that I think of you as a brother, and this is how you found out.
Oh. Now I feel bad. Yeah, I mean, this is like it's no shock, and the thing is like the people who. On the one hand, I get being frustrated about it, but on the other hand, it's like, sure. What did you expect? When you jump into these things and can't get it, like, there's a billion people on this planet that are trying to get to this one web page at one time. So
yeah. There's no version of reality where this doesn't happen, and if there is, I'd like to be in that reality. Maybe other things are going more smoothly too. I probably shouldn't be blown away by GameStop's choice in all this, but I am just, that is a move.
Telling people not to refresh.
Yeah. And the source code of the page basically will refresh the page every 30 seconds. So it's definitely a move to try to limit people getting in, but Yeah, this was a mess, but it doesn't seem like anything else could.
I'll tell you what, this is a better mess than people like fucking trampling over each other trying to get into a store on midnight. So, I'd rather it be an online mess than some of the messes we saw with like Xbox 360 and PS3 when it launched.
Sure,
I don't know if you guys remember the scenes of absolute pandemonium at some of those retailers at midnight. So,
and deliberate
at least
violence.
everybody knew when the mess would take place too.
Yeah.